So my next guest is a beloved former colleague of mine and literally one of the best storytellers out there, so we're about to have some fun. But these days, Chris Cashman is hosting Bloodworks Northwest's 1,000 Thank Yous campaign. For the past few months, Chris has traveled from Bellingham to Eugene, Oregon, visiting Bloodworks donor centers and meeting with donors, as well as some of those who actually owe their lives to those donors. And I'm so happy to see him again. And he joins me on the couch. Welcome back, Chris.
Thank you. Great to be here. And thank you for calling me beloved.
Oh, you are beloved.
That's the kind of homecoming
you are beloved by everyone in this building,
especially
I feel
when
like.
you're on a life-saving campaign. Thanks for making time for us, because this really is special. And I know you're going to have questions about the campaign, but it's in that name, 1,000 Thank Yous campaign.
Yeah.
Spoiler, do you have any idea how many blood donors we need every single day, just so that our hospitals have the demand?
No, because that's question number 7 or 8 for me, so I want you to tell me now.
1,000.
A day?
We need 1,000 UNIs to show up every single day for us to meet the demand at our local hospitals. That's eye-opening. I was just talking to Terry backstage.
Yeah.
He said, I had no idea. That's the need. That's what we need.
I had no idea when I went that they said 1 adult donation can save 3 babies.
Absolutely.
That had me right there. I was like, babies!
Yeah,
take
well, the
it,
marketing of saying that you're saving lives is very real. You know, it could be 10 minutes of your time to an hour, and that blood is life-saving, or at the very least going to extend somebody's life.
So, okay, you were saying that 1,000 thank yous.
Yeah.
It means basically you're going around and getting all these thank yous?
Our campaign, as you mentioned, we went from Bellingham. We've got Bloodworks donor centers in
13
Silverdale,
donor centers,
Olympia, you name it. That's how many we hit. And then we crossed the border over into Oregon as well. We've got in Portland, in Eugene. We spent some time in Beaverton, just kind of meeting with some of these blood donors to thank them for what they do to get their stories. Why do you give? You saw a father and son there. He does a blood donation at his school, encouraged his dad. His dad admitted he hadn't given since high school. Now he does. You just saw Dylan there. He's one of the phlebotomists in Beaverton. He's been able to donate for the very first time, thanks to some changes in some rules, something that we're celebrating here in Pride Month. There's a lot of reasons that people think maybe they can't donate. Maybe they're smokers, even things like cannabis. These don't preclude you from donating blood.
Okay.
That's the good news.
That is great news.
Sign
That's good to get out there. So do you have a favorite story or one that really stuck out to you?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many amazing stories from, the geologist at Western Washington University. She was the woman who basically, when Taylor Swift came to town, said, hey, did you feel that? That really was a quake.
Oh,
like
the one that was
quake?
interviewed on TV.
She was on CNN. She is one of our blood donors, and she encourages all of her friends to donate blood and makes it a bit of a thing. You just never know who's sitting next to you in those donor chairs. Here she is talking about it on TV. And just these wonderful people like that. There's some doctors, there's people who donate on behalf of friends, but I would say probably the most moving story to me, aside from talking to the sheriff's deputy in Beaverton, was, he had his life saved. He was on his way to a drunk driving call. He was hit by that drunk driver, was pinned in his vehicle. He needed 90 units of blood. That's essentially 90 of you and I need to show up, give a pint, just to save his life in that unexpected moment. And he was standing there telling me, I never expected to have my life saved by blood donation. And so stories like that are really powerful, but it's the people that were just sitting there anonymously that would say, hey, you know what? I overheard what you're doing, and I'm here because I lost my son in a car accident. In fact, just a few miles from here, a woman told me that. And it's so powerful to meet these people and to realize that you and I, we genuinely have that ability to go to spend a few minutes of our time. I know a lot of people are scared of needles, nobody more so than me.
Some people get squeamish.
It's on my charts that I'm a fainter, I really am, but I've also reclaimed that part of my life.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
I'll look away, do your thing.
You hadn't given blood since you were in high school.
Most people have not, let's be honest. You saw the father and son in that video a few moments ago. He was in to donate. His dad admitted, I have him on camera on a microphone, admitting to the phlebotomist, I don't know what blood type I am. I haven't done this since I was in school. That's common. People shouldn't feel terrible about that. That's just real life. A lot of us have not donated.
Why hadn't you?
But you can flip that. I was just a big scaredy cat of needles.
Didn't something happen in high school?
I fainted and I woke up on top of a poor nurse on the floor, and there was stuff smashed about the room. And if you've ever fainted, you don't know what's going on for a few seconds.
Well,
it takes about 5 to 7 seconds to come back to you.
That happened when Kim Holcomb and I went and donated blood, and I actually saved her life. Did you hear that story?
No.
So she fainted. We gave blood, and then we went shopping, which was not wise. We should have gone to eat right away. And then she started to pass out, and I grabbed her jacket before she fell, and I lowered her to the floor. So what we learned is you have to eat lots of foods, and so we have this for you.
You brought up the perk pack. You know what? I will gladly take this and pay it forward, because when you go into Bloodworks, they have this stuff. They have a stash.
Yes.
These aren't, you're not going into some clinic. They've got the chairs, they're comfortable. These phlebotomists are amazing. They're the ones who are going to draw your blood. And then when you're done, they're going to say, come on over here, hang out, grab some snacks, grab some drinks, hang out, make sure you're feeling good.
They have food in the waiting room, too,
so this
in
is
case
smart. This
you
is a
didn't
pro
eat.
tip. You're right.
And I ate a full breakfast before. I had a big old breakfast sandwich. Kimmy didn't really eat. So.
Yeah, I mean, they just want you hydrated. You're going in there.
Yeah, and it's okay if you get a little woozy. Just know that that's you.
And oftentimes you don't. You can work. I've worked the same day afterwards, so it's really not this inconvenience that I think a lot of people associate from the fear of needles, which is totally fair, to the time commitment. It's both, I think, are much less than you would imagine.
Right, absolutely. Okay, so where can people watch your stories?
All of these stories are on Bloodworks Northwest social media, so you can jump on Instagram, any of that stuff online. And I will say, probably the most important stat to me, one of the most exciting things about all this, even if you were a selfish person and you said, saving lives, not for me. I'm in it for me.
Yeah.
Blood donation is one of the more selfish / important things that you could do. It turns out that if you are a regular blood donor, and you can only do it every 50-some days, so this would be maybe 4+ times a year. If you're a regular blood donor, it decreases your chance of a heart attack by more than 80%.
Because
you're recycling your blood, just like we change fluids in a vehicle because they get thick. We all know people on blood thinners. That's to get it to circulate faster. So just become a regular blood donor. Maybe 4 times a year you're going in. You're giving a pint of life-saving blood. 80+% decreased chance of a heart attack. Come on, it's a no-brainer.
I'm
it really
here for
is.
that.
Be positive. That's what I say. That's my blood type. But be positive.
Be positive.
If 3 out of 100 people donate blood, that's really why we're sitting here. I was talking to Terry, and he says, everybody knows you got to donate blood. I said, yeah, but do you donate? Do you know somebody who donates? And he admitted, no, he's going to change that. And that's what we're trying to do, is just to get people to stop, to think about it for a minute. Students, you realize if you organize a blood drive at your school, that's nothing more than organizing it. You can get an honor cord, a life-saving honor cord. That's important. That's cool.
I'm B positive too, so punch in for that. All right.
Bloodworks Northwest, 1,000 thank yous.
Thank you so much, Chris. And as he mentioned, it takes 1,000 donors a day to sustain a blood supply for patients in our community. So go schedule your donation now. Find a donor center near you by visiting that website you see on your screen.
Be 1 in 1,000.
This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by Bloodworks Northwest.